Why, good morning. Hey, there you are. It's Tuesday. It's June the 18th. Here's what we're working on this morning. Hamilton police, they have identified the man found dead on Saturday.
A soon-to-be-released report reveals Canada's hidden poverty.
And the Boston Celtics make NBA history. There is a Canadian connection to their title last night, too. We got some weather happening this morning, too.
Already, yes.
Good morning,
Hark,
Brian
I could hear some thunder.
Yes. The Angels are bowling this morning.
That's right. Yeah, we've got some heat, obviously, with the heat warning continuing and thunderstorms rumbling through the area at the moment. They've popped up, and they're getting some heavy downpours in some areas around the Horseshoe right now. That camera looks pretty good at the moment. So the skies are darkening. We've been hearing some thunder rumbling the past few minutes around our studios here. So, yeah, a bit of sunshine for the day today. Some cloud cover on and off, and there's that chance of showers and thunderstorms for the day today. Oh, but the heat continues. Yesterday we got to 30, humidex of 40. Today, 33, humidex of 42. Tomorrow, 34 degrees. So the heat is going to continue. The heat warning will continue right straight through the week before it starts to break as we get toward the end of the week. But yeah, be prepared for another hot, sticky one for the day today. We'll talk about it coming up. Oh, by the way, right now we are 22 degrees with a humidex of 30 already here this morning. Checking traffic, you can see the sky is pretty gray there, but no problems on the roads. That's the 403 and Waterdown Road. That's our exclusive camera. Let's go to where we do have a heavy downpour at the moment. Look at this. This is the QEW at Cawthra. So Toronto-bound lanes coming towards us, really slowing down with the heavy downpour that we're getting through here. Also pouring rain at the QEW and third line. Otherwise, top of the Burlington Skyway Bridge, you can see the darkness in the distance there, but not doing too badly as far as traffic is concerned this morning. We'll look at weather and, of course, traffic coming up in a few minutes. All the details right now, the news.
Okay, let's get into it. Hamilton police say the man killed in the city's latest murder was a completely innocent victim and the father of 3 children. Police identified the victim as 37-year-old Randy Pearden of Hamilton. They found his body when they were called to a building on Connaughts and Main Street East early Saturday morning. And an autopsy has confirmed that his death was a homicide. They're not saying how he died or whether a weapon was involved. They did say there were people going in and out of the apartment before police got the call, and they're trying to determine who was there. Investigators say Pearden lived in the area but did not reside at the address police were dispatched to. No word yet on any suspects, but police are asking for any possible video from the public from the hours before the murder.
54-year-old man is facing criminal harassment charges after an incident at a downtown Hamilton mosque on Saturday. Police say the 54-year-old went into a classroom full of students and made hateful comments before being told to leave. Police say he also tore up an English copy of the Quran that he had with him.
Well, 3 suspects are still at large following recent shootings across Hamilton. 23-year-old Alexander Law is facing numerous charges, including the reckless discharge of a firearm. Police believe he was involved in a shooting back on May 13th in an alleyway near Cannon Street in Kidrade Avenue. Now, police are also looking for the driver involved in that incident, identified as 25-year-old Malcolm Davis of Hamilton. Police say he was driving a black Nissan that exchanged gunfire. Meanwhile, 21-year-old Jonas Conpario of Hamilton is wanted for careless use of a firearm, along with 6 other offenses following a shooting that happened in an alley at King Street East and East Avenue North back on May the 6th. Police say these suspects are believed to be armed and dangerous. Anyone who sees them are asked to contact police immediately.
Toronto police say the man believed to be responsible for a shooting inside a North York office space that left 3 people dead is among the dead. Detective Sergeant Alan Bartlett says the shooting took place yesterday afternoon around 3 at a business that does financial transactions. Police believe a fight took place in which a man, a woman, and the gunman died, and they believe it was in relation to that business. A nearby daycare and a school in the area were locked down, but there were no reports of any children being directly impacted by what happened other than the lockdown itself.
To St. Catharines now, and a man is facing several weapons charges after a search of a home last week. Niagara police, they seized 3 guns, several rounds of ammunition, and 9 ounces of cocaine. A 42-year-old man arrested is also charged with failing to comply with a probation order.
Niagara police are investigating a vandalism spree in Grimsby. It happened late Friday night or early Saturday at Coronation Park. Several lampposts were damaged, barricades were removed, and a number of young trees were kicked over or cut down. Large flower pots were also overturned. Police are asking anyone who has information about this to get in touch or contact Niagara Crime Stoppers. The OPP have posted a reminder of the 10 top stolen vehicles in our area in case yours is on the list. They posted this video on X listing the vehicles with tips on how to protect yours, whether it's hiding the key fob, using a locking device on your steering wheel, or putting in a GPS tracker. Food Banks Canada is set to release a new report in about an hour's time that highlights the hidden poverty levels that a lot of Canadians are dealing with because of food insecurity. Simone Gavros joins us now from Hamilton Food Share with more.
Hi, good morning, Annette. Well, yes, those details are going to be coming out later this morning, but essentially it's going to be highlighting the standards that many Canadians are living in. They say that the poverty levels are living in poverty level living standards at this time. Many more Canadians are compared to the numbers that we're seeing across Canada. And this is all coming out when it comes to food insecurity and hunger reports. Now, we've seen that food bank use in Ontario alone are facing higher than usual demand as many struggle with the high cost of living. The latest data from Food Banks Canada Hunger Count report in 2023 shows that there were almost 2 million visits to food banks across the country. That's a 32% increase from March 2022 and a nearly 80% jump compared to March 2019. Now, here in Hamilton, the city says that the number of households accessing food banks has increased by 40% from 2022 to 2023. And earlier this month, the city says that they're investing $1.25 million annually to help address this food crisis. Now, that full report's going to be coming out at 7 a.m. We're going to bring you all those details once it does, but for now, we'll be giving you those updates as what we are currently seeing with these numbers when it comes to food insecurity in the country. But for now, I'll send things back over to you, Tim.
All right, let's get into a sports line. We begin in the NBA, and all season long, the Boston Celtics have been the best team in the league. That continued in the playoffs, only losing 2 games en route to the finals against Dallas, where they went out in front 3-0 before losing Game 4 on Friday. But on their home court last night, they made some history.
It's over. Time to say it again, Boston. Anything's possible. Banner number 18 has been secured. The Celtics are NBA champions.
Yeah, the Celtics passed their rivals, the LA Lakers, for their 18th NBA title thanks to a dominating 106-88 win over Luka Doncic and the Mavericks last night at the Gardens in Beantown. Jason Tatum led the way with 31 points, while Jaylen Brown, he had 21, and he was voted NBA Finals MVP. Celtics finished the playoffs 16-3, finished the season with 80 wins, which is second all-time in Celtics history. City of Boston gets another title, which is now the 13th won this century by the city's Big Four sports clubs. So the Larry O'Brien Trophy handed out in the NBA last night. Will the Stanley Cup be handed out tonight? Well, it will be in the building in Sunrise, Florida for game number 5 between the Oilers and Panthers. Florida is a win away, up 3-1, but Edmonton did dominate game 4 back on Saturday on home ice, beating them 8-1 thanks to 4 points from Connor McDavid, including his first goal of the final right there. He can put in another effort like that. Could we see a Game 6 back in Edmonton? Well, Waterdown's Carter Verhaeghe and Oshweken's Brandon Montour hope it ends tonight. Try and win the Stanley Cup for Florida.
And he launches one to left field and hit it into the second deck.
Blue Jays just can't seem to get back to 500. Every opportunity they have to get back there, they fall short. Last night was the Boston Red Sox taking UC Kikuchi deep 4 times, including 2 from Canadian and Red Sox outfielder Tyler O'Neill, who homered twice in his first 2 at-bats. Kikuchi only lasted 4 innings. He would pick up the loss. Justin Turner, only bright spot for the Jays, hitting his second long ball of the year. Jays lose 7-3 to start their 3-game series. Chris Bassett is on the mound tonight. to match day 4 of the Euros, where we have these fancy boards. Ooh, show off the results from yesterday.
Nice. Wow.
In Germany, 3 more matches took place in group play because we can't show you highlights. Shocker in the opening game with world number 3 Belgium losing to Slovakia after 2 disallowed goals for them. Romania recorded their first victory at the European Championship, 24 years, with a 3-0 win over Ukraine. And top-ranked France pulled through with a 1-0 win over Austria due to an own goal. But France superstar Kylian Mbappe broke his nose when he slammed into the Australian defender's shoulder. He's not going to need surgery, but it is questionable for France's next match on Friday versus the Netherlands. However, it seems he is looking for some help. He sent this out on X. Any ideas for masks? He's looking for one. Only 2 matches today in match day 5, which includes Georgia making their first ever appearance at the Euros up against Turkey at noon. Cristiano Ronaldo making a record 6th Euro appearance for Portugal, when my neighborhood will be going off as they face off against Czechia at 3 o'clock this afternoon. So for our men's soccer team, we're 2 sleeps away from them kicking off Copa America, which is kind of like the Euro Cup or for South American teams. However, this year is being held in the States, so North and Central American teams also involved. That includes Canada, who face Leo Messi and world number 1 Argentina from Atlanta Thursday night. And one of our best players will be our captain. As new head coach Jesse March announced, Alfonso Davies will be wearing the captain's armband with Stefan Estacchio as vice captain. Kickoff Thursday is at 7 o'clock. Brian, get in here. What's going on outside?
I know. You can hear the rain here in the studio. It is pouring so heavily you can just hear it. And never mind the thunder that we're getting right now. It is just teeming outside at the moment. We'll talk about that in a second. First of all, it's dry here, and that's not too far away. Here's the 403 in Waterdown Road. That looks pretty good at the moment. No problems in traffic. Let's go to some MTO traffic cameras. Coming up on 612, by the way. MTO traffic cameras into St. Catharines. Nothing to see east of Lake. Looks good there at the Red Hill Creek. Getting a little bit busier Toronto bound. Here's the QEW Easter ramp. I want to show you this shot. Look at the darkness in the distance there up over the escarpment on that Skyway shot. Let's flip ahead to the Ford plant. And of course, yeah, it's pouring here still at the QEW in Cawthra. It is pouring outside our studios right now. We have a thunderstorm rumbling past us at the moment. Temperature right now still 22 degrees, but a humidex of 30 is what it feels like outside this morning. Humidity is right up there. Winds are fairly light. The heat warning continues for today and will most of the week, as we have temperatures in the low 30s, humidex values in the low 40s, and it continues to be warm throughout the overnights. For school today, we're going to hit 33 degrees today with a humidex of 42. Very high UV index. We will get some sunshine. I wanted to show you this shot. This is our satellite radar picture. That shows you the pops-up showers and thunderstorms we're getting right now, right around the horseshoe, as you can see right there. It's a 6-hour loop. It just keeps repeating, and you can see how we're getting that shower thunderstorm scenario right now, which could pop up as the day progresses. A little bit of sunshine on and off throughout the day, but that southerly flow continues. That heat continues, so it's going to be a hot one, even hotter than yesterday today, and hotter still for the day tomorrow. So temperatures today right around the horseshoe, 32 to 33 degrees generally, humidex of 42. There's that instability in the atmosphere that we're noticing right now outside our studios. Temperatures tonight, look at this, 20 to 23 degrees, humidex values in the low 30s overnight tonight, so it's going to be another warm, muggy night. Tomorrow, we're going to hit 34 degrees, humidex values in the low 40s. So the heat continues, sun-cloud mix, and then chance of thunderstorms as the day progresses. So out the door this morning, we do have that thunderstorm rumbling by. It is warm. Temperature right now 22 with a humidex of 30. And we'll look at the long-range forecast coming up. Annette, Tim.
I don't know if I've ever seen your thunderstorm graphics at this time in the morning.
Yeah.
Brian.
Not this time of the year. You don't use it very frequently.
Yeah. Are you scared, Louis?
Let me attest. I had to run to my car to get something.
Oh.
Of all things. So
Your umbrella?
I'm still trying to dry off a little bit.
Yeah.
It's coming down. My
Yeah.
It's coming down out there, I can say that.
Yeah, turn that mic on so we can hear you.
Listen, it's only my second day.
Okay.
Only my second day. You know, like I said, I had to go to my car. It was pouring rain. Maybe that's why my mic was off. But good morning, guys. How are we all doing?
I was thinking, are my windows down in my car? Because it was like so warm out that I didn't maybe put them up. So
I'll go check for you.
Okay, thanks.
We'll find out.
All right.
Coming up in Chit Chat, we'll let you know Gordon Ramsay is crediting a helmet for saving his life. A good reminder to always wear your helmet, but he does have a crazy bruise I want to show you. Okay. Also, Coldplay's got new music, so we'll talk about that coming up in Chit Chat throughout the morning.
Okay. All right, pal. We'll see you in a little bit over at the couch. Coming up after the break, you can now return your Amazon orders through Staples. That and other business news and too. 6:17 is the time on your Tuesday. Here's some numbers for you. Canadian dollar down 5 basis points. Trading overseas at 72.71 cents US. Gold down just over $1, 23.27.80 an ounce. Yeah, let's go with that. Crude oil down 36 cents, 79.97 a barrel. Off to Europe we go. Hey, Europe markets are up in London, Frankfurt, and Paris.
In Asia, the markets were up in Tokyo, but down today in Hong Kong, higher in Shanghai. On North American markets, the TSX dropped 51 points at close yesterday. The Dow gained almost 200, and the Nasdaq was also up by about 170.
Well, good morning. Maybe you got woken up to those rumbles of thunder early this morning. Glad you're with us. Let's get into some business news. And Canadians can now return their unwanted Amazon orders through Staples. The e-commerce giant says the nearly 300 stores of the office supply retailer Staples are now equipped to handle Amazon returns. The company's they say customers will first need to set up the return through their Amazon accounts and then may bring eligible items to a Staples store to be packed and shipped back to the seller. Amazon says it has more than 4,000 drop-off points in Canada, including some Pure Later and Canada Post locations.
Cost of cell phone services in Canada is dropping, but Federal Industry Minister François-Philippe Champagne has told attendees at the annual Canadian Telecom Summit in Toronto that a lot of Canadians still aren't feeling the effect of that. StatsCan data shows cell phone plan prices have come down around 50% in the last 5 years. Champagne says he wants to ensure Canadians are aware of improved offers on the market.
So the number of homes sold in Canada fell 5.9% in May compared with a year ago. The Canadian Real Estate Association says sales in Greater Vancouver were down nearly 20%, and Greater Toronto saw a drop of about 22% last month compared with May of 2023. The national average sale price in May was around $699,000. That's down 4% compared with the year earlier. The number of newly listed properties was up, though, 0.5% month over month.
Airfares across Canada are soaring. A new report says ticket prices for flights within this country from July to September of this year jumped 14% on average in the last 12 months. The Flight Centre Travel Group blames plateau seating capacity and less competition. It also comes as Canadian Airlines deal with aircraft delivery delays caused by production problems at Boeing. And let's see what's going on at Boeing, shall we? Boeing's CEO is set to testify before U.S. Congress. Dave Calhoun will appear before a Senate subcommittee today to address whistleblower complaints about Boeing's safety culture. This is going to be his first appearance before Congress after a door plug blew off the side of a MAX 737 jet in mid-flight in January. In his prepared remarks, Calhoun is expected to tell Senate members that while the safety culture at Boeing is far from perfect, it is moving in the right direction.
Well, the CEO and president of Corus Entertainment is retiring. The parent company of Global TV says Doug Murphy will be replaced by a pair of company veterans effective immediately. Murphy has been with the company since 2003, holding various senior positions throughout the years. Now, Corus owns both conventional and specialty TV stations, as well as radio stations and digital and streaming platforms. This comes as Corus lost several major Warner Brothers Discovery lifestyle TV channels to Rogers. Additionally, Global News Unifor announced last week that 35 of its members were laid off as part of the company's response to the economic and regulatory climate.
Okay, 6:21 right now. We're taking a quick break. Brian's going to be back with your traffic, and more on that thunderstorm that's rumbling all over the area.
It is 24 minutes after 6 o'clock, looking at MTO traffic cameras on this, what is becoming a wet Tuesday morning. Here's a look at Cooksville Creek camera. We have a disabled vehicle, Toronto bound, up on the right, as you can see there. Right lane, right shoulder blocked. Everybody's got to squeeze around that, and the rain continues to pour through here. Dry at the QEW 7th St. Catharines. Not a lot happening except for volume at Skyway Bridge to the top. A little rain here at 3rd Line, all the way through Lorne Park. We'll dip into the 403 at Dundas Street. Not moving too badly right now. Environment Canada has issued a special weather statement for the Toronto area, Brampton, Mississauga. Getting some slow-moving thunderstorms, and we're getting it here now as well. Look at these temperatures. Look at Mississauga already this morning, 26 degrees, 22 for Hamilton, 20 Grimsby, and for Toronto as well. So seasonals, an overnight low about 13, shows you how warm we are, 24 for the daytime high. Those are our sun times and our records for today. We're just about in the longest days of the year. So for school today, we should be 26 degrees for the first bell, a bit of sun. After school, 33. With a humidex of 42. So that's what we're looking at today. 33, humidex of 42, bit of sun, but showers and thunderstorms like we're getting at the moment. 23 overnight tonight, so it's going to be even warmer overnight. Tomorrow, 34, humidex 42, pretty much same scenario. Sun, chance of showers and thunderstorms. Temperature comes down a bit, but stays with a heat warning. 31 as we get into summer on Thursday afternoon, chance of a shower. 31 feeling like 40 on Friday. The temperature breaks. We come down into the 20s for the weekend. 28 on Saturday with chance of a shower, and then fairly cloudy with showers, but cooler for Sunday into Monday. That's your forecast. Annette, Tim.
This is kind of cool. An insect-like robot is being developed to explore caves on the moon and Mars.
It's called ReachBot. It can scan and find places to grab onto rocky surfaces like a hand with a lot of fingers. That will let it explore places that are very hard to reach. Engineers from Stafford University are behind ReachBot. They tested a prototype in California's Mojave Desert to see if it could hold on to and find a number of spots. It shows it could explore other planets someday. Researchers are trying out different prototypes. The final Mars robot will have special arms, but they're starting with simple designs and getting it to pick up tape measures.
Okay. I can get behind that. I like
That's
this type of
very
robot.
cool.
I think we had a story about a robot when they have faces and they move, like have facial expressions. That gets kind of creeps me out.
And they run after you?
Yeah.
Or the one that looks like a dog that runs
Chase after you. Yeah.
Yee.
Not really into robots chasing after me. Generally not.
No.
Okay, so maybe you're not normally up at this time. If you aren't, hi.
Hi.
Tim. This is Annette. Glad you're joining us. Maybe you got broken up to the thunderstorms. Brian will be by to see how long they're lasting and how warm it's going to get today.